Welcome to week 3 of the Big Jam Quilt Along. Last week was all about making the half square triangle units. So if it's the first time that you've made these, I hope that you found them quite simple to make because there's nothing to be scared about, and these will form the basis of a lot of your quilts going forward. And if you've been following me for a long time, then you know I love a good half square triangle. So this week is all about putting the rows together. Doesn't matter if you're behind, because this is going to stay on YouTube and on my blog forever and a day. This week is really simple. It's all about the sewing. So there's no trimming involved, no other units, half square triangle units to make. Just nice, simple, gentle sewing. So you've got the pattern and you can see that we've got the rows here. There are, I can't remember how many rows there are, 21 rows to put together. So you might not get them all done this week, but there's no pressure on that. And underneath each row is a little guide telling you what squares you need for that row. There's lots of ways to get organised. When I sew with other people, I love to see how they're, going about making my patterns. Now, what I like to do is get a lot of chain piecing done. So I will chain piece, like I have done here, a lot of the background fabric. That's my first go-to. And I like to get that done so then I can just pick up those pieces when I do each row. But I do know that, and my sister, for example, will get all the pieces that she needs for each row, and she will put them in a pile and label them for every row before she starts sewing. So if that's your jam, get it? Then, you feel free to do whatever you need to do. So, and then she will then start sewing each row, and she's got everything there in the pile ready. Let's go to the sewing machine and do a bit of chain piecing. Chain piecing is one of those gentle time-saving techniques, and I absolutely love it. So instead of stopping and starting with each pair of pieces that you've got, you simply just feed them through, keep sewing, feed them through the machine, one after another, creating that little chain. Once you've got the hang of it, it saves time and it reduces thread waste as well. So a few simple tips: lay out your pieces so you know what you're going to pick up next. Try and keep that chain intact so you're not breaking the thread between the squares that you've sewn together. And once you've finished that particular batch of chain piecing, then snip the thread in between. On the side of your sewing machine is a thread cutter. On my Janome, mine's down the bottom here, but other machines that I've had, they're a little bit further up, and there's a little blade in here, and you just pull it towards you and it cuts your thread. Once I've got my rows sewn together, I like to hang them up. So I hang them off a clip. It's nothing fancy. It's a sewing clip with a paper clip. And then I've got some hooks in the ceiling on the little boat because the ceiling's not very high in here. So I then hang them off the hooks and I know that they're ready for the next stage. It shows progress for me. Once we've got all of our rows sewn together, in fact, it doesn't need to be all of the rows. I would suggest that you start to press your rows. So you press your row. I mean, they're quite long, aren't they? So you get your rows and you press all of the seams one way. So let's say your first row, you press all of your seams to the left, and then you get your second row and you press all of your seams to the right. Row 3, press them to the left. Row 4, press them to the right. And you can even make some notes on the pattern, if you like, of which way you're pressing your seams. Okay, so if you want to get ready for next week and get a bit ahead of the game, then we've got our first, well, let's say this is our second row, and this is the back, so all your seams are showing there, and we are going to press one way. We're going to do that Now, I don't have a massive space, so this is not ideal. And I don't have an ironing board. I've got this tiny little wool pressing mat. I'm just going to pull that along without putting the iron down. So hold those straight, and we're going to press those seams to the left hand side. It doesn't matter whether you start with pressing your seams to the right hand side. What does matter is that you are pressing the next row the opposite way. So just doing that. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Okay, it's hot, hot, hot. So can you see they're all facing one way? I'm hoping this is left and right on your screen. So my next row, just throw that to one side. What I want to be doing, so this is my next row down. So this is actually row 3 on my pattern. So this one, I want to be pressing the opposite way. Okay, so you find the best way that works for you. And now you can see here that I'm pressing these seams the opposite way. I need a bigger pressing mat. If anybody out there would like to send me a bigger pressing mat, then please email me. So we've got our rows here, and can you see that those seams are facing one way, and the seams on this are facing another. So when we come to sew them together next week, our seams are facing the opposite way. And can you see we've got the seam of one row facing one way and one facing the opposite, and that's how it needs to be to get some really nice crisp points. It's been great fun seeing what you're all sewing so far, and I can't wait to see, not that I'm wishing away March, but I can't wait to see the jam jars out there. Thank you everybody that sent pictures in so far. So you've got the Made on the Cut group where you can, that's a Facebook group, and you can share your progress in there. Some people have like whizzed along and they're already sewing their rows together. I'm not, I'm behind as at the time of recording. You can also share on social media, use the hashtag Big Jam Quilt Along. And don't forget, the videos are on YouTube. So if you like those, please give me a thumbs up. That would be fab. And if you've not joined in yet, it's not too late. So you can get the pattern as a PDF download from my website, www.ropeandanchor trading co. And I'll pop a link in the description below.